Alrighty, how's it going? It is, well, I guess it's hump night, isn't it? Well, hump day, Wednesday. It's around 10 p.m. A little bit tired right now, a little bit cansado. So we're gonna make this nice, short and sweet. Just like, I think Sabrina Carpenter's got something like, I can do a lot in 15 minutes. We're gonna do a lot in about 5 minutes, maybe even less than that, maybe fewer. We'll see. I think that's the correct grammar. Anyway, so I started the day with a little bit of a walk. Got the engine going, chugga 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 choo choo. Then had some clients. You can hear my voice is shot from today, but that's neither here nor there. Afterwards, it was probably 4:15, 4:20ish, but I'm not a pot smoker, so just disregard that. Oh my goodness. So it was around, maybe 4:21, 4:22. I got into the gym for the second time, and I worked on some glute medius, some isometrics, some light plyometrics, and some hip flexor stretches. This is just what I need right now. Helps my knees and my lower back feel right as rain. So, speaking of the weather, it was a great day. It got a little bit gray for a second, but then the sun came out to play, and it turned into a wonderful and beautiful day. So, let's get down into brass tacks. Hit makers. This is still the book of the moment for me. And it was talking today about repetition being the God particle of a hit song. It's talking about repetition is so important, just saying the same thing over and over again and not deviating, just keep hammering on the same thing over and over and over again so that it gets lodged into your mind. So just repeating yourself, saying it over and over again. But what's great about this is, yes, it can lead to an earworm. It can lead to something just completely annoying us and driving us crazy. But we can take that same, notion and make it work for us, right? So what I like to do is, if anyone's ever seen me in the gym, I'm constantly feeding myself little affirmations that I'm trying to make into earworms. So I'm saying, come on, Derek, you've got this, Derek. Oh, Derek, let's go. Come on, Derek, you've got this. So after about an hour of working out, I've got that going for the rest of the day. I've got, oh, come on, Derek, you're so awesome. You're so handsome. Your muscles are so bulgy. That kind of thing. So this is just a fun, lighthearted way to use something like, repetition and creating a hooky hook or an earworm and making stuff that's personalized that can help us on our journeys towards being bigger and better humans. So in terms of that, all I'm trying to do every single day is be the best I can be, work as hard as I possibly can, and create the best art that I possibly can. And the art, or the masterpiece, is my life. And so I'm trying to live out this moment, live out this day, and make it as beautiful, as magnificent as I possibly can. And so what that intention does is it allows me to stay very, very present, allows me to put fear to the side most of the time, because I'm not worried about anything other than just making this moment amazing, making this day just top notch. So, in keeping with this idea, we got a question from a user. Okay, if I may humbly request, and if it is natural to share, perhaps a bit more of the philosophical chitter-chatter, self-reflections, emotional experience as it relates to authentically showing up on social media, free of the bondage and expectations to family and friends being present or supportive. Oh my goodness, thank you so much for writing in. And for those of you watching, please feel free to do the same. I like this. Let's create a little conversation. You and me, you and D. This is one-to-one. We're going to keep it really fun. But no, in all seriousness, this is a great comment, and I want to unpack this a little bit. Philosophical chitter-chatter. We've already hit that right now. It's the way I see things is we got one life, and instead of it being you only live once, I see myself as only having a limited amount of time left on this planet, and I'm trying to max it out as much as I possibly can. It's like, in the words of Johnny Mayer, he's talking about how we're going down. Let's see. And my dear, we're slow dancing in a burning room. And that's all we're doing is we're not getting out of this alive. So why not make every moment absolutely wonderful and as, I guess, meaning packed as we can. And so in terms of emotional experience, it's when you're living hard, and you're living life with your heart on your sleeve. It's painful. It's approaching every day with an open heart and just saying, hey, this is me, this is D, I want to give you the best of myself. And sometimes people will take that as me being foolish or naive, but I really am just trying to keep a playful sense of wonder and curiosity and aliveness, and try to inspire others around me to maybe do the same, because it makes life a lot more fun when we're open and we're willing to try things instead of looking or fearing looking stupid. So that gets into more of this, is how do you free yourself of the bondage and expectations with family and friends being present and supportive. Well, I'm a little bit different in this, is I'm an identical twin. So when I was really young, and some of my best friends know this, but when I was really, really young, I had a bad speech impediment and he didn't. And so it created this almost divide, because he didn't want to be lumped into, I guess, like a pairing with me of, hey, Derek's that kind of embarrassing, humiliating guy who can't say his own name. I would say, hello, my name is Derek Wasson, this is my twin brother Jeffrey, do you want to be my friend? And I couldn't pronounce my R's, and it was a struggle. People would always laugh at me and go, hey, you can't even pronounce your own name, like blah, blah, blah. Teachers would be laughing. And so from an early age, I didn't expect people to like what I was doing. I expected a lot of laughter, humiliation, embarrassment, and it didn't make it any easier per se to share myself with the world, but it kind of set the expectation a little bit lower. And it was a wonderful, I guess it was a wonderful kind of game that I started to play with myself, because I stopped wondering about if people like me so much. I started just wondering, hey, how can I make this person happy? It got me out of myself at a very early age and said, hey, I'm probably going to look stupid. I'm probably going to make a fool of myself, but none of that's important. What does this person need? How can I make this person smile right now? How can I make sure that this person has a brighter day because they interacted with me? So case in point, when my twin brother, he was always the entrepreneurial one, we were doing a lemonade stand. Well, he was doing a lemonade stand. I came out, I'm like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. I want to do this too. And he got all mad. He's like, no, Derek, I'm doing a lemonade stand. So I set up my lemonade stand right next to his lemonade stand. And what happened is I started selling more than he did, because I wasn't too, I guess, I wasn't worried about selling any lemonade. I was just worried about putting a smile on people's faces and going, hey, how's your day? What are you doing? Oh, that's cool. And learning about people's stories and really just taking an active interest in who they were as people, and letting them know that, hey, I think that's cool. All right, yeah, cool. Yeah, have some lemonade. So Jeff, being the entrepreneur that he was, he went in, he got some of our dad's beer, and he came out with it and started trying to sell that, and people would come up, they'd be like, hey, like, is this cool? Is this cool? So long story short, we both got in trouble by our parents when they figured out what was going on. Jeff got mad at me, you ruined this, but all this just to say is, if I come at you or whoever I'm talking to with an open heart and generosity of spirit, I think that only good things can happen. And instead of trying to protect myself and try to look cool all the time, I think it's just a much better way to live. Just to go, hey, you know, this is who I am. Like, if you like me, great. If you don't, great. And I mean, we all want to be loved, right? We all want to feel like we're worthy of love. We all want to feel like we're worthy of attention and support. But at the end of the day, we can't control any of that. But we can just control how we show up. And speaking of support, I'm glad that we have something like this here. Have you ever read the book, The War of Art by Steven Pressfield? He's an amazing author. I think he lives up in Malibu. And he wrote this book. It's called The War of Art. And he talks about this evil force. I guess it's not evil, it's impersonal. But this negative force called resistance with a capital R. And it's something that we all feel that seems to try to stop us from doing the things that are meaningful to us. So if we're an artist, it'll tell us that we suck and, you know, who do we think we are, blah, blah, blah. But he goes on in the book and he says, be careful about always needing to find support. Going to places like Sedona, Arizona, and going there for your healing or support. It might feel good in the moment, but it doesn't allow you to actually do any work. He says, you're never going to feel ready. You're never going to feel really, really good. So just get down and, you know, put your work boots on and get down to the work that you deem is important. And it doesn't matter if the world thinks it's important or not, right? You've got your one life to live. And if people see you living your life fully and with enthusiasm and see you just coming alive, they're going to love that. At the very least, they're going to find it entertaining and go, you know, what the hell is that person up to? But how cool would it be if everyone just, instead of trying to look cool, we just said, hey, you know, what do I find really exciting? And I'm going to do that. I'm going to share it with the world. And I know we all have to make a living too, so I'm not saying, hey, just, you know, just do whatever you want. So for me, case in point, do I want to be a personal trainer? No. Do I make the most of it? Yes, because I want to see people succeed. I want people to believe in themselves. I want to give people a sense of confidence in themselves that they can do hard things, that they can follow their dreams, right? So we need strength to do anything. We need strength to, I guess, push back against things or people that are trying to keep us down. We need strength to pick ourselves up when we fail, which we all do. But once we have that, then we start to go, hey, now life is pretty fun, right? If I feel pretty robust in my body, and if someone tells me, hey, you suck, that's okay. I don't have to get defensive about it, right? Let's see. Being present and supportive. You know what's really cool about not really needing support is if you just do things anyway, then your friends are going to support you after all, right? So I was given a volleyball clinic a few weekends ago, and it was really sweet. I saw some of my friends, and hey, what's up? Yeah, what's up, bro? Yeah, cool shorts. Yeah, love it. Bro, you're looking so good. Love that. You know, a little chitter chatter. But they all just go, hey, man, love your videos, and keep it going. And that's so cool. I mean, that's amazing. I don't need that, but gosh, it feels good. And so thank you, Lance. Thank you, Clay. Thank you guys just for kind of keeping the dream alive. And I don't always want to show up and share myself, but it's really cool when you do get the pat on the head and say, hey, you know, I like what you're doing. Keep it going. Yeah. So I want to always pass that along to other people that I interact with. Like if they've got a cool outfit, or if they're a good-looking guy or girl, hey, I like the wagon you're dragging. And just not being afraid to do things that make sense to you. It doesn't mean that they have to make sense to anyone else. And, I mean, for me, when I started playing piano, some people know this, I was a senior in college. I kept having this dream about a beautiful white piano in a room with billowing drapes and candlesticks and all that. So it kept happening, and so I finally got on Craigslist and bought myself a baby grand piano. Mind you, I don't play at this point. So it was a brown piano. I put it in my room, put my bed in the closet at that point, and people would come over, like the football team would come over, because my roommate was on the football team. They'd be like, "Hey, bro, do you play?" And I'd be like, "No, no." They'd be like, "That's messed up. Like, you should start playing." So first I had to, keep the vision alive. It's like, okay, this piano has to be white. So I got some regular paint and started painting it white. I'm like, shoot, this is out of tune. So I hired a guy and he came and tuned it. And it was just a whole mess. But none of this makes any sense to anyone. It doesn't even really make sense to me in the moment. But look, here I am, 10 years later, and more than 10 years later. And I've taught myself piano, and it's led to this whole other world, almost like Alice in Wonderland. Just getting into a whole new world that I didn't even know I wanted to get into. So, kind of rambling right now. I love this. Thank you so much for giving me a comment. I really, really appreciate you. Thank you for taking the time to do so. And let's keep this conversation going. If you want me to expand upon something else, please let me know in the comments. And anyone else, if you got any questions for me, let's do this. You and me, back and forth. I hope you had a wonderful day. I'm going to see you tomorrow. See ya.